Sheila, just a real
Yes.
quickie. I'm confused on who's in the wine program. What countries are we now in that are active besides the U.S.?
Right now, US and Canada. They're working on Australia.
Okay,
I
I
don't know
thought it was
how long
moving
before
around.
after Australia we'll get to UK. And then by then we should be able to market anywhere with our no ship program.
That sounds great.
Yeah, but right now it's the United States and Canada. Dean, I can barely hear you, but I can hear you.
I wonder if it has anything to do with Zoom in contrast to Skype.
I can't hear. Go ahead, say it again now.
I say you heard me on Skype the other day, but
Yeah, I heard you with
but
Skype fine.
this is Zoom.
And now I can't hear you.
Zoom it had anything to do with it.
All I can hear is have anything to do with it.
I was talking about Zoom.
It shouldn't, because it's a mic. It's not the programming, it's the mic situation. So I don't know how it's reading it, the speaker. Because you have the option to join with the computer speaker audio or a mic audio. So it's just depending on what you're choosing on how it's coming through. But I heard you fine the other day on Skype.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's reflection.
But again, it sounds like you're in a tunnel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep my
Okay.
mouth shut.
You're fine. Okay, the $59.95 for the no ship. Okay, so let's talk about the grapevine. I'm gonna clear up some things on that. Roy was talking about that today on the wine ambassador training call. The grapevine is sort of like our V marketing program that we have, but it's through our wine ambassador. In the grapevine, they are sending out all the leads that you, depending on which program platform you come into. You can come in at the $14.95, which you are allowed 10 leads at a time to go in and put them in that grapevine system. We also have the $59.95 program, which you get access to 25 leads at a time, and they go into an automated system. You don't do anything. Once you order your leads, they automatically go into that system. That system will put them into a pre-enroll status with your Valentas. It will also put them in your right or left leg. It alternates legs for your wine ambassador, or however you have your wine ambassador set up. It puts them in them, and it also will enroll them in your tipping circle. So those are the things that they do. So when you go, and I'll show you mine, when you go to, and I just ordered leads this morning. So when you go into your wine ambassador dashboard in your back office, you will have, let me close this out. My computer is really slow today, so just bear with me. So when you go to your wine ambassador back office, you will go up here to your hamburger, and you will, if you have signed up for your V marketing leagues, you're going to go into your grapevine. And if you go into your grapevine and you have this that says order more leads, order more leads. That's what Roy was saying. It's telling you that there's leads available, order more leads, no matter what program you're in. When you do that, it will go into, I don't know why it's saying 0. I guess my internet's not caught up. So when it does that, you will have your pre-enroll lead here to tell you how many you have. Whenever somebody signs up, you will have it in the returns. Those are the ones that you manually use your credits for to send out your email and your text message. That's it. You don't use your credits to follow up on these people. So I have 101 pre-enrollees. I haven't had any returns yet, but the minute anybody returns, I will get a message telling me who they are with their information. Then I can go in and do whatever I need to do with making sure that I have them in there. Okay, so the other thing is, if you have been in the V marketing program and you have those positive leads, then you can come in here and manually add those leads. So once you click manually add those leads, you can put all their information in there, and then they will also automatically be populated into your Grapevine automated system. Again, you don't want to use your credit, your email, and your text messages until you see that they've returned, which means that they have signed up for either your Valentis or your wine ambassador. You don't want to waste those times. You want to make sure that you're working with people that's ready to get in and get started. You don't want to work with the tire kickers. That's going to waste your time and waste your lead application. So that's how the Grapevine works.
What are you calling credits?
Credits. So what you're going to do is you will see, where is it at?
Under
When
your
you-
account. It's under
Yeah.
my account.
My account. There we go. So you can see right here where it's got credits. So you will get credits based on which program you came in. If you came in under the $14.95 or if you came in under the $59.95, you get these credits. And the reason you have credits is because the program they're using, you have to pay to have the SMS sent out, and you have to pay to have the email sent out. So based on which program you came in determines on how many credits you have. Now, as you send out those emails and those text credits, the number goes down. So that's why you only want to send them out to positive people that have already signed up. And your emails and your text is going to basically be introducing them to your PBS or showing them instructions, to get in touch with you, set up a time to meet so that you can do the flow or BRT. BRT means relationships, build relationship and trust, where you can actually go in and talk to them, get to know them, find out what they want, how they want to build, and introduce them to the PBS system to get them marketing so that we can get them marketing. That's why you don't want to send it to tire kickers. It's the ones that you've already have in your V marketing, add those manually, they'll automatically be put into that Grapevine. There's already people that's been signing up from that V marketing because now they see other options other than just the V marketing. So that's how the Grapevine system is supposed to work. There's still some kinks and bugs in it. So, just let it, put it in there. Like I said, when you go in there and you click on it and it tells you, hey, order more leads, order more leads. That means that they are some available. If you come in here and there's not any, or you don't have this, that means that they haven't uploaded any leads yet. But if you come in here and you see this, go ahead and order more leads. Roy said check it about 2 or 3 times a day, just to make sure. But as long as you have those in there, order them. Okay. So
Hey,
that,
Sheila,
yes.
you said that, when they put these leads in, that, when they go into the pre-enroll, they're supposed to be automatically pre-enrolled in your Valentis and your tipping circle. Are you seeing those? Because I'm not.
And that's the thing. They're not coming through yet, but it's
No.
apparently they're getting it done. So that's one of the glitches that they're working out. The Valentis, they're not, because they're still having an issue. They're dealing with the Valentis. But the other two, it's supposed to be in there. I don't know how it's going to catch up, but they're supposed to be enrolling in there.
They're not showing up on tipping circle.
No.
And I've been putting them in myself for the Valentis because they had said that it wasn't working yet. So
Yep.
I've been putting them in, but then I add them here, add the contact.
Yep.
And I put myself in there and I've not gotten anything. So I don't think
that link is going to another link the same in your page. I'm trying to find the exact location.
I know it says you're linking to another page. Don't do that.
Yeah, it says, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right, so when you have that, I'll go ahead and answer that, because a lot of people get that and they don't know. There's like, I've never used this before, I've never used this key phrase. What that means is one of the affiliates that you've put in with your link is using that key phrase as well. So usually when that happens, we try to change our key phrase because we don't want to compete with our own affiliate, especially if they are doing a paid marketing for that on Google, because you'll never outrank them. But if it's a good keyword, you can still get on pages with your advertising and your marketing with that keyword. You just won't beat out your affiliate that you are using. So like with Wine Ambassador, if you're using Wine Club, or a US Wine Club or things like that, Wine Ambassador already has those those types of links that they're using or key phrases that they're using with their own marketing for that. So if you have that as a key phrase, it's a good key phrase. However, your affiliate is also using that key phrase. So then you have,
Okay.
like I said,
So
make the decision.
it's not something within
No.
my website.
No.
Okay, so I need to
No.
change my key phrase.
Yeah. And usually what you can do is if you put like an S on one of them, if that still makes sense, instead of saying wine, say wines, or if it's
Right.
wines, just say wine. So sometimes you can just simplify it a little bit and it takes that away without changing your whole
Okay,
keyword.
I'll give it a shot. Okay,
Yep.
thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. There was something else. Okay. All right. So anything else anybody wants to go over before we get started?
Hi, Sheila.
Hey, darling.
Hey, sweetheart. How you feeling?
I'm doing much, much better. Much
The-
better.
The medication helping?
That and I'm in withdrawals right now because I can't have anything but water.
Oh my God.
I was
Oh,
I was dehydrated. Even though I
oh,
drink lots of liquids, I hate water. And
oh,
I tell people I can't stand the taste of it. And there's like water has no taste. It does to me. I don't care if it comes out of a bottle, out of the tap, you know, it has a taste to me and I cannot handle it. So
Hey Sheila, try
I had
adding ice.
I
I
did
couldn't
no,
stand water.
I've cold, you know, with ice through a straw. I still can taste it. I don't know what it is. Even my doctor tells me I'm weird. He's like, water has no taste. I was like, it does. Water has a
Yes,
taste.
it does.
It
It
has a
does
taste.
have a
Have you
taste.
tried sparkling water or
Yes.
waters with flavor?
Yeah. I can't. It has to be plain water. So, but
Well, boring.
I got me some tea this morning because I said I can't do it. You know, so I got me tea this morning and I drank a half of Mellow Yellow. So it's like okay, I
When
still
she
have I
takes
have
tea,
I
Sheila,
have to
tea
do
will
at
take
least
iron out of your body.
I still have to do at least 300 ounces a day. So
Ouch.
wow.
yeah, that's the issue. So even my grandson, he's like, he saw me yesterday making tea. He's like, Mama, I know that's not for you, right?
Mm,
Sheila, what about tonic water with quinine in it? Is that
I
good?
don't know. It's just water. I can't just,
Okay.
just water. I think it's all mental. It's just water. So, but I'm doing much better. I haven't had an attack like that in about 6 years.
Oh boy.
And it scared me. I actually called my husband. I was like, I'm going to emergency room. You know, you can meet me there or whatever. So it was, and everybody knows me there. The fact that I actually work there on occasion. So when they
Right.
saw
oh
me
my
come in,
God.
they were like, you're not
Uh-oh.
scheduled to work. And I'm like, no, I got some problems. And then when they saw me with my rag under my nose, you know, bleeding, there's like, oh God.
Ooh,
Oh.
oh my God.
So, yeah,
And you have to be pretty sick to bring yourself to the
yeah,
hospital.
yeah, yeah. It was not pretty. So I hadn't had one like that in a long, 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 long time. And I don't want to have another one like that in a long.
Oh.
But it's just one of the things. I've been dealing with migraine since I was 12. And they can't figure it out because I have what they call cluster migraines. One migraine can trigger a series of migraines, and eventually I end up seizing.
Yeah.
And they can't figure out, and I don't have the same triggers. I can actually tell what kind of migraine I'm going to have based on where my head hurts. So it's usually I can catch them. And do what I need to do, either, you know, up my medication, you know, or sit down and rest, or just, you know, have a quiet moment and it will ease. But I have a headache every day. I just learned to block them out, the little ones. I don't wake up ever without a headache.
Oh.
I just learned how to block them out.
Bless your
And
heart.
those of you that are, you know, at least 40 or older, you know, growing up, kids
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
have headaches. So when you told them your head hurts, it was like, no, it don't. You just don't want to work. So I think the first nosebleed I had at 12 in high school when I passed out, or
wow.
in grammar school, and they had to call my mom. And I said, well, my head hurts. That they kind of, you know, s- stood at attention then. Oh, your head does hurt.
Oh, oh my
So,
God.
but it's just an ongoing thing. They actually want me to go and take some tests at Duke Medical, and but I think they said at least a minimum of 2 to 3 weeks to go up there and do some testing. I just don't have the time to do it. I
Well,
know what I need
That's
to do.
just great. You don't have the time. Terrific.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I know.
know it.
I don't have the time exactly.
We talked about
So
this months ago. Months ago.
that's what I said. You know, I was talking to Paul about it. I said, if I had my laptop, I said, this would be the perfect opportunity. You know, I could write a page. Even in a hospital, I can work. But they took my
Go
phone.
for it.
So, but they took my phone. She kept saying, you got to work. You got to rest. You got to rest. I was like, I got people I got to answer.
But if they could find out what's wrong and you could get rid of these headaches, it'd be well worth
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yes, it
I
would.
know. I've
Yeah,
heard it all, and I probably eventually I will. I just
but Sheila,
it
now is not the time to go to a hospital.
no, now
Right,
is
I
not.
agree.
You've got
Yeah.
your perfect excuse.
Yep. Okay, so what else? Anybody else got anything else they want to go over?
Hey,
Well,
Sheila, I found one of my questions.
Okay.
And when you tap on a link that goes to Soap Creek, it
Yep.
goes to Soap Creek. Does that still give you credit for it? Because I don't see my name anywhere on it.
Yeah, because it should have a number. It's not going to have your name.
Yeah, the 187.
Yeah, as long as
99 or
it's not a
something like that.
1 or it says brunette, it should be
Uh-huh.
your number.
Okay.
Because Rory's number is a 1 or brunette. I think it's 1 in brunette marketing, or it's brunette. So I think ClickBank, it says brunette. So yeah, if it's got anything other than those two, then that's your number. It should be fine.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, because I was stressing about going, okay, but I don't see my name anywhere on here. And it's,
No, yeah, that one you don't have a name. It's assigned a number.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anybody else before we get started?
I have a question.
Okay.
If you have on, like, say, one of your pages, if you have a quote and you put a reference in to make sure that people know that it's a quote, and so you don't have to modify it, if you go for Google AdSense and they review that page, how do the bots, Google bots or whatever you want to call them, distinguish that from not being copyrighted material because it's a reference?
They really don't, because
Oh.
it's a bot. As long as you have your pages referenced and you don't have a ton of them,
Okay.
the thing about it is, you know, we want everything to be 100%. But if you have a direct quote and you have it documented correctly, you should be fine. Google's not going to be a stickler for one thing like that. Now, if you have, like I said, if you have 10 of them in a 100-page or 110-page website, that might be an issue. It's going to raise a flag. But if you like have 1 or 2 throughout your system, that shouldn't be a problem. If you have enough traffic, you know, Paul made a reference to that today. If you have enough traffic coming to your system, if you have enough relevant content, there's a lot of things Google will overlook. So if you just have a quoted reference here, because I have a quoted reference in mine. I can't remember which page it is, but I do have a quoted reference when I applied for Google. But I think I only had the one, and I didn't have any issues with it. But also I had like 118 pages when I applied for Google. So you want to make sure that you have enough relevant content that they will overlook some little minor infraction like that. The bots will look at it as a copy, but like I said, if you have everything documented and referenced like it's supposed to, you should be fine.
Okay, and I guess the next question is, how do you correctly reference it? Do you just put do the quote and then put like the
You
word
do a lower,
reference?
so how you do a reference is just like you did in high school. You would quote it. At the end of the quote, you would do a sub number, like a number 1. And then at the very bottom of your page, So like if you do like a sub 1 at the bottom of your page, the very last thing that you would put is you would put the number 1, and then you would put your quote, and then you would put the reference that it came from. Just make sure that the reference is not underlined or that it doesn't go to an outside source.
Oh, so it should not go to like the
No,
link
you
with the
don't want
quote?
it to go to the source it came from, because that's more information that people's going to be leaving your site to go to that you won't get credit for. So all you have to do is just document where it came from. You don't have to actually send them to that document to read it.
Okay, okay, great.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And if you have any issues, you can always Google how to, document a quote.
Or Google Sheila.
Exactly. Send me the question. I'll answer it for you.
Yeah.
So there you go. So we're going to go, like I said, this is one of my new students. His name's Eric, and he's really like brand new, and he's been working on some of his pages, and I just told him, he gave me permission to go in and actually, where is he at? To actually go
He
in
tried to
and
touch base with me in a training, in that big training I wasn't supposed to be in. He tried to touch base with me on that, and I go, you need
yeah.
to talk to.
So here we're actually going to go in and customize his site. So there's some of you that have not done that yet. We touched base a little bit on it last week with another student and her page. So we're going to go in and do his page. And what you want to do is come to Appearance and go to Customize. And once you get there, you'll be able to see your site, how it appears currently. And most of everybody gets this same information right here. And it's fine. It's a great key phrase. The only thing is that everybody gets it, and everybody uses this somewhere within their site. And the way I say you can check your website or your name is just Google it and see how many people are using it. So this one says incredible online finds. So let's see how many people have that website. Look how many people are using incredible online finds. 80 million people. Okay. So if you have that in your name without any distinguishing characteristics at all, you got a lot of people that you are fighting for. As you can see, look at all these people, incredible online finds, and I can tell these are Rory's by their email. Okay. We're the only ones that use 5-character domains. So all these people are from our R training group. Okay. They haven't changed their website address yet. This one, she's got Brenda's, but again, it's still got online finds. That's a lot of people you have to compete with. So what you want to do is distinguish your name so that it stands out a little bit more. It's more identifiable, and you want to make sure it's personalized. You want to make sure that your site name reflects what you want to portray in your website. So Eric's, he actually wants to use his nickname, and he is a Chevy aficionado, which means he has classic 57 Chevys. And this is what he wants to use as his. So let's see what we have. And see, there's really nothing to compete. This says Life Reaper, so there's nothing really to compete with his name. And the only thing that they're using is Reapers 57, and see, that's just using a portion of his word in his website. So this is actually going to be a good site for him. There's only 1 million that's using the word Reapers, but by the fact that he's using Reapers 57 lifestyle, it's going to change, because you see it's just doing individual words. There's nothing that competes with that exact title. So he's got a good chance of getting indexed well with just his title. So we're going to come in here and I'm going to go to site identity and we're going to change this. All right. And you don't have to put a tagline if you don't want to. You can leave it. It really doesn't matter. And he can, like I told him, he can always come back in and change this if he wants to. But the reason I say you want to make your website yours is because when somebody asks you, when you tell them, hey, I got this new blog site, go take a look at it. You're not going to tell them your URL. You're going to tell them the name of your website. So if he comes up and say, yeah, go to Reapers 57 Lifestyle, and they can key in that and pull up his website. Or like I said, I use mine all the time. I say, go shop with Mama Chief, and they can key in shop with Mama Chief, and they can pull this up. So now we're going to go in. Now that we have this here, and it's going to publish it. Like I said, my website's really, really slow. Or my internet, because everybody's home in the neighborhood today. So it's going to be really slow. So once that publishes.
Today.
Yeah, today, every day.
Right, right.
So then we're going to come here and let's search again for his website. So it hasn't updated yet, because if it had, or he hasn't advertised yet. So as a rule, because he hasn't advertised yet, it's not pulled up. So once we get his pages and articles done and get them out there, then his website should start showing up on this pages. Okay. But the fact that he hasn't advertised yet, again, lets you know that his website's not going to be out there because there's nowhere for them to look for it. So, but at least we know that it's a good website for him to use. Okay. So the other thing that he wants to do is he wants to add some images. You don't worry about key phrase for your title. So that's the other thing. If you want to worry about your key phrases on your title, then yes, by all means use Jaxie as a key phrase for your title. I don't. Because your pages, you don't rank by your phrases on your title, you rank by your pages and your keywords on your pages. But if you want to use Jaxie to find a good key phrase, then yes, you can use that. Perfect. All right. So now what he wants to do is he wants to add some of his cars. He actually has several pictures, but that he wants to put in. So I'm just going to look up for 57 Chevys and look for images and probably just pull a couple of them. Again, we don't want to put anything that has a listing or a name on it. You want to make sure you have actual vehicles. I forgot what kind of car he said he had. I try not to get anything with people actually in it. Oh, this one's a nice one. So we're going to get this one. Save image. And I'm going to come here to my blogging pictures. And I'm going to create a new folder. Name it 57 Chevy. And then name this one Sunlight. And then save. Like I said, I always should name my pictures so I know what I'm looking for. So see, like this one has a logo or someone else's. We don't ever want to use that. This one's a nice one. So save that one. And we're going to say Bel Air. And We can use that one too. Even though that one's for a commercial, we can still use it. Okay, so we got a couple pictures, and now what we're going to do is we're going to upload those pictures. Oh, here's another one. Okay, so then we're going to come here. So we got our site identity done. So now we're going to come and do our header images. And so we're going to add new image. And we're going to upload, select our file. And we're going to go to blogging pictures, go to Chevy. And click them all and upload. Okay.
Wow, that you can do that.
Yeah.
I would have individually clicked every one of them.
So now I'm going to crop my image because we want it a certain size. We don't want it to take up the whole thing. So we're going to crop the image. So there's our picture, because you want it to be basically the same size. See, you want it to be small. You don't want it to take up the whole thing. We're going to do this. So we're going to do the same thing with this one. Select and crop. And we're going to crop this image. Get it exactly the way we want it. Crop our image. There's our other one. See how they're small? That's what you want. You don't want them to be huge like they are, and then they take up too much space. Google doesn't like that because that's competing space to them. So we're going to do this one the same way. Okay, we're going to crop this one, and this one we might end up losing our little lady over there, which is fine. All right, come on. There we go. We'll try to keep her in there, but we might. There we go. Crop and save. All right, so there's that one. And then once you get those in there, if there's something in here you don't like, if there's too much, because say, let's take one of these eyes out. Let's take out this because I know he's not going to market that. You already got a bean picture, so let's take out the bean picture. You already got tons of coffee pictures, so let's take out one of those. All right. So there you go. So then once you get that in there, then you want to make sure you tell it to randomize your uploaded pictures, which means that it will cycle through about every, I think it's 10 or 15 seconds, your pictures will change. So, and then we're going to click publish. So that is taken care of. Now, the other thing we're going to do is if you want to add your social media, so you can do, I don't know it's Facebook, but you can add your Facebook links, you can add your Twitter links, you can add your LinkedIn link. You don't want to, we don't have Google Plus anymore, but it's still here. There, it's not an active program anymore, and you can't put your email in here. The simple fact is because it assigns it that HTTP for your email doesn't have an HTTP in it. So it will always go to a broken link or it'll just sit there. So you don't want to add those in there, but these three you can. So at the bottom of your page, when it says link to, they can click on it and it will take them to your Facebook page, your Twitter page, your LinkedIn page. So you can add those in there. So the other thing is some of you, when you go to your website, you say, it looks funny. I don't know what I've done. Always come down here where it says hidden controls and make sure you have the desktop icon open. If you ever open your website and it looks really skinny, you know, and things are all the way down, that's because these have changed somehow. You've either clicked on your iPad or mobile app application so that people can see what it's going to look like if it's on a phone or if it's on a laptop or iPad. So you always want to be working in your desktop. So always make sure this is checked, and this will be on under your customization section. So if you ever come in and all of a sudden you see nothing but all of your category pages, and then next thing you see is your actual page, then that means this has been changed somehow. So you need to come back in here and change it. Okay, and then your colors, like I said last week, your
Hey, Sheila?
background. Yes.
Back up there, when you're talking about where you see all the categories on the left side and your page at the bottom, doesn't start till the bottom of that category
Yep.
page. Is that what it is?
Yep, this is where it is. That means you either have it under mobile or you have it under iPad. It should
Okay.
always be in desktop view.
All right, because I've run across that a couple times. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
Like, okay.
and sometimes it just you could do an update, and that's what it'll put it in one of these views. So if it comes up and it looks like that, and you're on your desktop or you're on your laptop and it looks like that, make sure you go in and make sure it's in the right one.
Okay.
Okay.
All
right.
thanks.
So now we're going to go to our colors. So right now his color is a white background. You can go in and change your colors. So we can actually come in here and say if he wants a red color. And then you can use your cursor and say, find the different color that he might have. He's a gentleman, so I don't think he would want pink. He might not want purple. Blue might be okay for him. Even the teal might be okay. The green, even the yellow. The orange might be okay. So I'm going to put him with the blue because I think his car is either blue or red. Can't remember which one it is. So we're going to put his black background color blue. And then your link color. So right now his links, which is when they say links, that means the color of your text, your headers, your category menus, text. That's what it means by links. Right now they are a brown color. So you can actually come here and select a different color. Since we have his background blue, you can actually do the color for his text is red. So now all of his text colors will be red. Okay. Or we can do it a blue again and have it coordinating. So now it's blue. So when anybody clicks on his website, after you write a page and type a page in, it always shows black for his title. But once he publishes that title and anybody comes to look at it, his title will revert to this blue color. So then we're going to hit publish. And that's how you can customize your information. Now, if you don't want a solid color in your background, you can actually upload an image to put on there. The only thing you want to be cautious of is when you do an image, you don't want it to overpower your actual page. So if we come here and say, I want to put this car as the image. So then you see the car in the background, but it bleeds through your paper. So this is going to be a pretty busy image, and you don't necessarily want to be able to see that. So when you choose a background image that you want to feature in your website, you want to make sure that it's not going to bleed through, that it's not going to be too busy, and that it's not going to take away from the actual content. So we're going to go back and change that and actually put it back as the solid color. And let's take away the background image.
And Sheila, can you the print on the categories? Can you bold them?
Yeah, remember the categories is actually a page.
Okay, that's right.
So however you created that page, that's how it's going to show up as a category. Most of the times your title is what it is. So if it's not always bolded, so whenever you create a title, that's just how it shows up. You can't bold your title or make the characters different.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So now we have his page basically customized, other than his social media, which I don't have. So now if we actually go back and look at his website, and just pick a page. Like I said, we were going to work on his Canada page. And you'll be able to see the changes immediately as soon as you hit that publish or update. So now, because we have it in edit mode, if I go here to preview, so now you see how his colors are changed. So now his title is in blue, his category menu is in blue, and because we have cooking, food, and wine, we're actually working in that category. It's highlighted, which means it's turned, it's not blue, so you know that's the category that you are in. So that's how you can personalize your pages and make it stand out. If we went to a different page in his system, then this image will eventually change. You could, depending on how long we are in here, when we come back out and preview it again, this should have a different picture. So that's because we had it to randomize the images. If you don't have it randomized the images, then whatever image is there as the feature image, it will be on all your pictures. So when you tell it to randomize, it basically will cycle through all the images that you have there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stop the recording on this.